What if everything you thought you knew about the Brown family was wrong? What if the real collapse did not happen on camera, but in silence, while the audience was still applauding? This is not a story about a breakup or a ratings drop. This is the story of how money, power, and trust quietly rewrote a family from the inside out. Stay with us, because every truth uncovered leads to another secret, and by the end, nothing about sister wives will look the same again. The silence surrounding the Brown family did not arrive with noise or chaos. It arrived slowly, almost politely, creeping into the corners of their once celebrated life like heat rising off the Arizona desert, unnoticed until it became unbearable. In Flagstaff, the air was heavy, not just with summer warmth, but with the weight of secrets that had been accumulating behind closed doors and iron gates. For years, viewers were shown smiling faces, declarations of unity, and promises of a future built together. Yet, beneath that carefully maintained surface, something darker had been growing quietly, strategically, and with devastating patience. Kody Brown, once the loud, confident, self-declared leader of a sprawling family, now found himself alone on the porch of a house that no longer felt like home. He believed the solitude was temporary, just another phase, another test of faith. But the truth was far more severe. The cameras are gone, the voices of his wives absent, the laughter of children reduced to memories, and the only companions left were unopened envelopes scattered across a worn wooden table, foreclosure notices, invoices, and final warnings he refused to acknowledge. The silence inside the house was suffocating, shades drawn, lights off, as if hiding from the reality pressing in from every side. Kody told himself this was stress, poor management, bad timing, but deep down, he felt it. Something was wrong in a way he could not explain. His finances, once abundant from television contracts and shared ventures, had thinned rapidly. Accounts drained, investments vanished, and the life he believed was secure slipped through his fingers faster than he could grasp. Then came the moment that cracked the illusion. A single bank alert, almost ignored, a notification tied to a business entity he barely remembered approving, Dabsark Entertainment LLC, a name that meant nothing to him anymore. Yet the transaction attached to it revealed something unsettling. The account was not empty by accident. It had been moved with intention. Other assets followed the same pattern. Life insurance altered, land investments reassigned, the Coyote Pass trusts stripped, piece by piece. Kody tried to rationalize it, blame accounting errors, blame chaos, blame everyone but the truth. But elsewhere, that truth was already being uncovered. Aspen, Christine's eldest daughter, had quietly stepped into a world far removed from television drama. She pursued forensic accounting, not for fame, but for clarity. And while assisting Mary with reviewing old joint business records, she noticed patterns that did not align. Payments routed through multiple layers, shell entities, consulting fees that led nowhere, wire transfers spaced just far enough apart to avoid immediate detection. What she found chilled her, not because it was complex, but because it was deliberate. Years of shared marital income had been carefully redirected into a financial web centered around Robin. Money moved slowly, intentionally, like someone draining a reservoir drop by drop. Aspen brought the evidence to Kody, her voice steady but her words unforgiving. She told him this was not an accident, this was planning, and it did not happen alone. That was the moment the ground finally gave way for Kody, because the betrayal was not emotional, it was structural. The foundation of his life had been dismantled without his knowledge. As he reeled, another figure emerged from the shadows. Miles Thatcher, polished, calm, articulate, introduced not as a villain, but as a professional, a former financial advisor turned personal partner to Robin. In a recorded interview released through a scandal-focused podcast, Miles spoke with unsettling composure, describing how he met Robin at a private retreat, how she confided in him her resentment, her exhaustion, her desire not just to leave, but to leave with control. He said she did not want freedom alone, she wanted compensation. She believed she deserved everything, the home, the land, the future income, and she believed Kody owed her silence. Miles presented emails, documents, and photographs, meetings at private banks, discussions outlining asset transfers carried out without Cody's awareness. The fallout was immediate. TLC went silent, contracts paused, internal investigations launched, while Cody begged for a chance to tell his side, to explain, to salvage what little credibility remained. But the tide had already turned. Christine, Janelle, and Mary aligned, not out of revenge, but survival, securing a new platform to tell their story without Cody or Robin. Meanwhile, Robin vanished from public view until a leaked deposition surfaced, her voice shaking yet defiant, claiming she protected Cody for years, accusing him of abandoning her publicly while she carried the blame. She insisted the assets were not stolen, only claimed formalized ownership of what she believed was hers. The public response was swift and brutal. Cody faced lawsuits, creditors, ridicule. His children distanced themselves, refusing to defend choices that had cost them stability, trust, and safety. Online commentary exploded, branding him foolish, manipulated, complicit. Yet among the mockery, one moment stood out, a raw video from inside an RV where Cody admitted regret, admitted failure, admitted he lost sight of the people he was hurting. It was too late, but it was real, and for the first time, the silence broke, not with excuses, but with accountability. As the consequences deepened, the story refused to slow down, because once a long-protected truth is exposed, it does not retreat. It expands, touching every relationship, every memory, and every assumption that once held the family together. Cody moved from disbelief into isolation, living out of an RV parked on borrowed land, his former life reduced to paperwork and regret, while Robin reappeared only through court documents and secondhand accounts, each revelation peeling back another layer of intent. What once looked like emotional chaos now read as coordination. Prosecutors began following the financial trail that Aspen uncovered, and what started as a private family implosion quickly evolved into a formal inquiry. Miles Thatcher's earlier confidence dissolved when investigators connected his past to a series of failed wellness ventures and financial schemes operating under different names across several states. The narrative shifted again. Robin was no longer framed solely as the mastermind, nor merely as a victim, but as a willing participant in a larger structure of manipulation and concealment. Email approvals, signed documents, and recorded conversations show she understood the transfers, the consequences, and the deception. When Miles chose to cooperate in exchange for leniency, the picture sharpened. He testified that Robin wanted to leave the show, but not the money, that she wanted to control the ending, to appear wrong while securing a future independent of the family she claimed to protect. The courtroom atmosphere was heavy as those words settled. Cody sat in the back, not triumphant, not vindicated, but hollow, realizing that while he had been deceived, he had also enabled the conditions that made it possible. Robin's testimony painted a different picture, one of emotional neglect, invisibility, and desperation. But under cross-examination, her narrative fractured. Confronted with forged signatures, offshore transfers, and private messages mocking Cody's trust, her defenses collapsed. The verdict carried weight: probation, restitution, restrictions, and a permanent mark on her public identity. Miles received prison time, his polished image stripped away, replaced by the record of a serial manipulator. The aftermath did not offer dramatic closure. Robin returned to a silent house under supervision, her business dissolved, her audience gone, while Cody began rebuilding quietly, far from cameras, working ordinary jobs, attending accountability groups, and facing the reality of relationships damaged beyond easy repair. Some children remained distant, others cautiously reconnected, not out of obligation but honesty. Meanwhile, Christine, Janelle, and Mary flourished in their own lanes, using their experiences to educate, support, and empower others, stepping out of the narrative that once defined them. The next generation took control of their voice, launching their own platform, speaking openly about growing up inside a system built on secrecy and image, dismantling myths episode by episode with clarity and courage. Robin attempted to reclaim her story through interviews and blogs, but each attempt revealed the same refusal to fully accept responsibility, and the public response was unforgiving. Platforms distanced themselves, sponsors vanished, and even her own children chose silence over defense. The final chapters were quiet. No spectacle, no redemption arc, only acceptance that some damage cannot be undone, and some stories end not with forgiveness, but with truth. Standing alone at the edge of the land that once symbolized unity, Cody acknowledged what he had lost and what remained. Not authority, not legacy, but the opportunity to live differently moving forward. The family did not reunite as it once was, but something more honest emerged. Individuals no longer performing unity, but choosing authenticity over illusion. And in that choice, the real ending took shape. Not one of triumph or defeat, but of clarity earned too late, but carried forward nonetheless. In the end, this was never just about one man or one wife. It was about what happens when control replaces love and silence replaces honesty. The cameras are gone, the image is shattered, and the truth is finally standing on its own. Some rebuilt, some walked away, and some were left with only the consequences. But one thing is clear, the real legacy of the Brown family is not what they showed the world. It is what they survived when the truth could no longer be hidden.